Stretch. Section 3.7, we're going to work on two different types of formulas. The product of sum formulas, and these, what would you call these? Sum to product. Yeah, you were free to write that on your little handout. All right, so how do you use these? What are these? These are actually some handy formulas. They get really kind of cumbersome to have memorized, so good news, you don't have to have these memorized. Let's see what they're all about and do a couple of problems. We'll start with problem number 8. Cosine of 4 theta times the cosine of 2 theta. So problem number 8. Cosine of 4 theta times the cosine of 2 theta. And the goal is to turn this product into a sum. So let's look at our little handout here. And one of these lines up pretty good. This one right here is for the product of two cosine terms. So you've got, in this, you've got an A and a B. Before we get going, one of the things I do expect from you is, as you're using these formulas, to also use your even odd identities. So let's remind ourselves of that. Sine of negative theta and the cosine of negative theta. What's the sine of negative theta equal? Good, negative sine of theta. And the cosine of theta, negative theta? Cosine of theta. All right, good job. So let's kind of keep these off to the side here for the moment. I do expect you to simplify things with those. Coming back to our formula, that's this one right here. That's going to be 1/2 of the cosine of 4 theta minus 2 theta plus the cosine of 4 theta plus 2 theta. Now, I do hope that you simplify this a little bit. Nothing happens to the 1/2. 4 theta minus 2 theta is what? 2 theta plus a cosine of 6 theta. And that's it.
That's it?
That was easy.
Yeah, that's it. That's all there is to that one. Let's do another one. Let's revel in the fact that those are not all that bad. Problem number 16. So, sine of theta over 2 times cosine of 5 theta over 2. So again, we're going to see if we can't fit it into one of those formulas. Well, you're ahead of me on that. Let's take a look here. Yeah, you've got a sine times a cosine, so sure. Third one down. Now in this case, here's your alpha, here's your beta, or here's your A, here's your B. And it's just a matter of kind of filling things in according to this formula. So let's go the other way. There we are. A little bit too zoomed in. So again, 1/2. We're using this formula here. Sine of theta over 2 plus 5 theta over 2 plus sine of theta over 2 minus 5 theta over 2. There's going to be a little simplification that we're going to have to do in this one. It's going to be a little bit more thought-provoking than the last one. Maybe you can help us out here. What's theta over 2 plus 5 theta over 2 going to simplify to? 6 theta over 2, all right? and we'll simplify that further in just a second, plus, and thanks Mavis, how about theta over 2 minus 5 theta over 2? What's that give us? Negative 4 theta over 2. You cannot, in any circumstances, distribute this 1/2 to these terms inside. It just doesn't work that way. But we can simplify what's in there already. That's sine of 3 theta plus sine of negative 2 theta. But here's where I want you to use the even-odd identities. That negative I want factored out front. So it's 1/2 sine of 3 theta minus sine of 2 theta. So that's what I'd want to see when it's all said and done with problem 16. That's it. That's it.
I understand why this is such a short session.
Let's take a look at problem number 26, and then we'll get a good laugh at something that I did one time. So problem 26 is a reminder of something that you're going to face on your exam, and that's certain identities. So problem 26 looks like this. Cosine of theta plus cosine of 3 theta over cosine of, or 2 cosine of 2 theta equals cosine of theta. Wow. Does that look bizarre or what? Now, what was my promise to you regarding identities a while ago? They would get easier? I'm not sure I promised that. I said they might get better with practice, but I didn't say they get easier. I said they would always work. I will not give you something that's not true. As crazy as these things may look, they are true. So if I give it to you, you can prove it's true. Now, let's think a little bit carefully and think a little bit slyly. Think about the section we're in. We're in a section that covers product to sum and sum to product formulas. Clearly, you want to work with which side on this one? Left-hand side, the more complicated side. And in fact, let's start here with a different formula. Let's do the sum to product formula. All right, so take out your sheet. The sum to product formula that we want, all right, since you're working on these as numbers, there you go, is the second one here. So let's see if we can't make some hay with it this way. Cosine of alpha plus beta is 2 times the cosine of alpha plus beta over 2, cosine of alpha minus beta over 2. So let's see how that pans out. This is your alpha. This is your beta. So that's going to be 2 times the cosine of theta plus 3 theta over 2 times the cosine of, what was it, theta minus 3 theta over 2. All over 2 cosine of 2 theta. Can I distribute this 2? No. Yeah, this 2 cannot be brought in to cancel there. But we don't need to. Let's see, this is 2 cosine. What's theta plus 3 theta over 2? How does that simplify? 2 theta. And how about theta minus 3 theta over 2? Cosine of negative theta. Does the left-hand side offer any more simplification? Yeah. Almost done. Almost done, right? Cosine of negative theta. Well, what do we know about the cosine of negative theta? Cosine of theta. Beautiful. Nice. All right, just for giggles, true confession. I remember it was years ago. I was doing this exact problem in the book, And I just kind of opened up, and I wasn't really paying attention, and I didn't solve it the way we did here. So let's have a good laugh at my expense. I looked at that. I'm like, oh my God, what are we supposed to do? And so I'm like, all right, well, 3 theta is theta plus 2 theta. So I split that up, and I used the sum formula for the cosine. I split that up, and then I used the double angle formula here. And then I used the double angle formula down here. And just got messier and messier. And I kept on going, oh my God, how are my students going to do this? I just didn't see it happening. Eventually it all worked out, to my amazement. And then I realized, oh, wait a minute. I could have done it this way. But I'm just sharing that with you because, even for myself, I don't always know the right way to do these types of things. No, we're not offline. I was going to do one more if you want, or if you feel comfortable. All right. For homework, try 1 through 27. 1 through 27. Wow. That's section 3.7. For section 3.8, try 1 through 99.